Well, a very pleasant good afternoon and welcome to the Spanish Fork Sports Complex, or Sports Park, here where Spanish Fork is getting ready to play in the 2019 4A State Championship game. It won't be an easy task as the Tooele Buffaloes have made the trip down, and Tooele has been very tough in this tournament, including on already a 4-0 victory over Spanish Fork. That was back in the second round game a couple of weeks, well, I guess back on May the 11th. Other than that, Tooele has been tough. They've been good in the circle as they will look to try to see. Tooele only needs to win one. Spanish Fork would need to win two to take home the 2019 state championship, as it will be Atlan Johnston who will be on in the circle today for Tooele, as the Buffaloes will be the home team. The visiting team will be once again the Spanish Fork Dons. Spanish Fork just pulling out an 8-6 victory over Bear River just a short while ago. They had enough time in between for teams to get loose and warm, and other than that, now we're just about set and ready to go. We've had some rain showers this afternoon that have moved through the area, so we might see maybe a shower or two, but other than that, we're good to play for some state championship softball here in Spanish Fork this afternoon. Great to be with everybody again as we get ready to settle in here for the next couple of hours and see between these two teams. Spanish Fork could have the advantage or the disadvantage depending on how you want to look at it after already playing once today. We'll kind of see maybe some early game jitters or so as both teams kind of are excited, I'm sure, to play in the state championship game here this afternoon. We're just about ready to go. Spanish Fork back in their gray tops and gray pants. Tooele in the white tops and white pants and with purple numbers and purple letters. We're set and ready to go right here. Getting ready to stand in is going to be Trinity Benson for Spanish Fork, and we're ready to go right here. The first pitch to Benson is in there for ball one. 1 ball and no strikes here on Trinity Benson. Ready to go here with the 1-0 pitch on its way. Benson takes that one in there for a called strike, and it evens the count up at 1 ball and 1 strike. We'll get lineups and defense here as we go here through this one. In between games, the 1-1 pitch on its way, swung on and missed, and it's 1-2 the count here on Trinity Benson. One ball and 2 strikes the count. Ready to go. In the mound, Johnston comes home. The 1-2 pitch, swung out and missed. Strike 3. And right there, Trinity Benson down on strikes, and there's 1 gone here in the first. And that will bring up Lindsey Smith for Spanish Fork. Smith stands in, the pitch on its way, swung out and missed, strike 1, and snowballs and a strike here on Lindsey Smith. Atlan Johnston settling in quite nice here to start this one. The 0-1 pitch on its way, that one going to be in there for strike 2, and it's 0-2. Tooele on the season, they're 26-2. They went 13-0 in Region 11. This year. Just played really good softball all year long. Here's the 0-2 pitch on its way. Swung out and missed. Strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts for Atlan Johnston, and there's two gone. And now one of the umpires went into the circle right there to kind of see her, and it looks like they're talking to the starting pitcher about. What I'm thinking is they want to make sure that she's touching them with the mound. He kind of went up and lifted up her heel, so to speak, there. Is what it looks like they're saying here. And they're going to say, I think they're going to call an illegal pitch at the end of the day. So that's going to put Lindsey Smith back in the box. Still down in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. And the 1-2 pitch on its way, fouled away. We'll do it again. 1 ball and 2 strikes, the count here remaining on Lindsey Smith. Same umpires we had in the previous game. They just all kind of moved positions on the field. The 1-2 pitch on its way. That one is right there, but missed for a ball, and it evens the count up at 2-2. The home plate umpire has gone to third base. The third base umpire over to first. And our first base umpire in the previous game, he's now behind the plate. Here's the 2-2 pitch on its way home, as that one's going to be swung on and lifted towards second base. Going out there and making the play at second is going to be Hope Waite, and there's 2 away. So you take the strikeout off the board for Johnston, but they still get the out, and there's 1 gone, or there's 2 away here in the second, and that's going to bring up Oakley Bates, who I believe will probably start behind the plate again for Spanish Fork. Ready to go here. Johnston comes home with the first pitch. That one low for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. The count here on the Spanish Fork catcher. In between the ball games, we mentioned here, we were kind of talking with some of our crew, and they mentioned that Spanish Fork hasn't beaten Tooele all year long. The pitch swung out and missed, and it's 1-1. We're here in the top of the first inning here at the Spanish Fork Sports Park. I think our graphic is showing the top of the 8th. We are in the top of the first inning. Tooele is the home team today. Spanish Fork, the visiting team here for game number 1. The 1-1 pitch misses, I think, maybe a little outside for a ball. It's 2-1. We talked about it in the first game from our position here along the first base line. Hard to tell the sides of the plate all the time. A little bit easier to tell high or low. That one's popped up towards first, giving it a look. It's a long run, but it's going to go foul as Kennedy Anderson, the first baseman, gave it a look down the first baseline. Be 2 balls and 2 strikes to count. Ready to go, and the 2-2 pitch about ready to come home. The delivery on its way, and that's a fly ball lifted to left. It's going to go well foul at the end of the day. We'll do it again. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Get a new softball, it looks like. First base umpire getting it into, finding a way to get it to our home plate umpire. 2 balls and 2 strikes here. Time called, and Bates wants to step out of the box. Ready to go. Here's the 2-2 pitch. On its way home. That one's going to be a fly ball lifted to right field. Deep right field. That's going to fall and go to the wall. Over to relay the throw in is going to be Avina in right, but in there with a double is going to be Oakley Bates, and Spanish Fork picking up right where they left off with a double there with 2 outs in the inning, and that will bring up Brooklyn Pintar. I think we're going to have a runner come in the ball game already over at first or second base there for Bates, as that will bring up Brooklyn Pintar. As the rain looks like a really light rain shower starting to fall here at the ballpark. Pintar had a really successful game 1 for Spanish Fork. 3 RBIs, 4 hits. She was 4 for 5. And the first pitch on its way, Bunchone pulls it back and takes it for a called strike 1. It's 0-1. Coming in to run out at second is going to be Julia Holt. Is running at second base for Bates. No balls and a strike. The pitch on its way. Swung out and missed. Strike 2. And Pintar down on the count. No balls and 2 strikes here. Atlin Johnston pitching well so far here for Tooele. Really kept the Spanish Fork hitters off balance here in the early going. Here's the 0-2 pitch on its way. Swung on and missed, strike 3, and that's the way to end the inning. The second strikeout for Johnston in the ball game. And we'll head to the bottom of the first inning. Spanish Fork, no damage done in the top of the first. We'll take a moment here on Spanish Fork 17. Let's thank our sponsors for making this broadcast or many other broadcasts possible. We got the Blue Diamond Auto Group, Lance Wilson State Farm Insurance, MVP Sports, Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, Two Jacks Pizza, Mikkel Thompson and Wise Attorneys at Law, and the Driggs Mortgage Team. We thank everybody for making these broadcasts possible, and after this one, depending on the result of this one, we may have a second one for you here this afternoon to decide the state championship. But if not, you can tune into a replay of this game on our YouTube page, youtube.com/SpanishFork17, or watch live broadcasts and other shows on sfcn.org. Click on the Watch Now button. And our coverage of state tournament action continues past today. Coming up Monday, a 1:30 first pitch from Bruce Hurst Field down in St. George. It will be the Spanish Fork Dons and the Dixie Flyers. That will be an elimination game down there for baseball, and the winner will play another game at 7 that night. The team that loses that one, well, their season unfortunately comes to an end. And so that will be something to kind of keep in mind coming up on Monday afternoon. Should be a fun one down there. The weather should be a little bit better, or at least more cooperative down there in St. George than we've maybe had up here more north this week. It will be Briley Young who will start in the circle for Spanish Fork. Briley Young started the first ball game, went only 2 innings, so have to kind of wonder if maybe that was planned by head coach Don Andrews to use Young for a couple of innings and then maybe make some changes from there. But other than that, it seemed to work so far for Spanish Fork, as Maddie Baker, the shortstop for Tooele, will get ready to stand in. Young ready to go on the mound, or in the circle, I should say. We're ready to go right here, and the first pitch on its way is going to get in there for strike 1. It's no balls and a strike here on Maddie Baker. Not many defensive changes for Spanish Fork. Most everything pretty normal from our first ball game for the Lady Dons. The pitch on its way, swung on and popped up and sent foul. No balls and 2 strikes to count here on Maddie Baker. Briley Young, one of the captains of the Spanish Fork team, ready to come home with her 0-2 pitch on its way. Fouled back, we'll do it again. No balls and 2 strikes. No balls and 2 strikes to count. Ready to go here. Young in the circle, delivers the 1-2 pitch. There's a fly ball lifted into center field, back under it, and there to make the catch in center for the first out is the center fielder. I believe that was Lindsey Smith making the catch. There's one gone. Or sorry, that's Murray Condi in center field, makes the catch. And there's one gone, and that will bring up Brierly Avina, the right fielder. First pitch, swinging, hits that one into left center field. That's gone, a home run. It's 1-0 Buffaloes as Brierly Avina makes it 1-0. And what a way to start with some offense there for Tooele as they take a 1-0 lead. A no doubt home run about it. You saw Benson, the left fielder, just kind of turn and watch that one fly away right there. And with one gone, that will bring to the plate Amberlyn Lujan, the left fielder. Amber Lujan will stand in. Well, we've seen one run hold up in this tournament for Tooele before. They won yesterday by a score of 1-0. And right now, enjoying that 1-0 lead right now in the bench for the Buffaloes. Pitch on its way, and that one's going to miss low and outside for ball one. Bryerly Young, we'll see here how she comes back after giving up that run there in the first inning. Ready to go, the pitch on its way. There's a ground ball hit right to short. Pintar's got it. She throws across the diamond for the first out, or for the second out of the first inning. Now we'll bring up first baseman Kennedy Anderson. So Anderson ready to go here. She'll stand in from the right side for Tooele. Ready to go. The first pitch on its way. She swings, grounds this one deep in the hole, and diving at third and not able to come up with it is going to be Losi. It gets into left field for a base hit. Losi tried to come up with it. Pintar tried to dive and come up with it. And right there, just not able to find a way to get that hit right there was Pintar. Or was nobody on the infield able to find a way to try and see if they could knock it down. Nonetheless, right there, Tooele with a 2-out base hit. It's already 1-0 Buffaloes. First pitch, fastball, stays high for ball one. As we're here in the the bottom of the first inning. Pitch on its way is fouled straight back, and it evens the count up at 1-1 strike. One ball and one strike here with 2 outs in the top of the first inning. Ready to go, the pitch on its way, swung on and missed, and the count moves to 1-2 strikes. Looking down my roster, I do not have a number 7 listed on my roster here for Tooele. Try to work on that for you at home, and there's a base hit to left field. That's going to fall. So now runners on at first and second right here with 2 outs, and that's going to bring to the plate. It will bring Paige Rydlock to the plate. I mean. Here for Tooele. 1 run in, 2 more on the base paths right here for Tooele. They're threatening here in the second. And the pitch, that one bounces in for ball one. 1 ball and no strikes. Here's that one. Bounced in. It was Spanish Fork in the first game that came out early and scored. And the pitch on its way, the 1-0 is sent foul back over above us here. And the count moves to 1-1 strike. We're here in the bottom of the first inning. It's a 1-0 game in favor of Tooele. The pitch on its way gets in there for a called strike, and it moves the count now to 1-2 strikes here. Runners on at first and second. Bryerly Young back in the circle for Spanish Fork. The pitch on its way. This one low for a ball, and it's 2-2 strikes. Tooele went 13-0 in region this year. Ran the table in their regular season. In their region play, I should say. The pitch swung up, popped up, and this one sent foul. And we'll do it again, 2-2 strikes. They've only had 2 losses all season long. They've been dominant at the 4A level this year. Bryerly Young trying to work through this at bat here. in the bottom of the first inning. Ready to go. Here's the 2-2 pitch on its way home, and there's a line drive, kind of a soft liner right to Pintar, and the inning comes to an end. So at the end of one, it's Tooele 1, Spanish Fork 0, the one home run. Brierly Avina giving a 1-0 lead there for the Buffaloes here on Spanish Fork 17.
Need a new car or truck? Come to the guys you trust. The Car Guys are part of the Blue Diamond Auto Group, and they have the best selection of quality vehicles at the best prices for your budget. The Blue Diamond Auto Group with the Car Guys at 872 North Main in Spanish Fork.
Finally got me, Ben.
What's that, Rick?
The Clark Street Crater, the mother of all potholes. Got me good.
But you know State Farm's got you, too.
You ain't nothing!
Go with the one that's here to help life go right.
In Spanish Fork, see your good neighbor State Farm agent Lance Wilson.
Hi, welcome to Two Jacks Pizza.
For the best pizza you'll ever taste and our world-famous cheese sticks, come to Two Jacks Pizza on Main Street in Spanish Fork, or call us for a quick delivery. Are you hungry yet?
I definitely recommend the Driggs team. They're amazing.
Hi, I'm Greg with the Driggs Mortgage Team, where we believe there's no substitute for experience. Stop by our office today on Main Street and let us help you get into your brand new home.
Top of the second inning here in Spanish Fork. The Lady Dons trailing 1-0 here to Tooele, as they'll come up here as Losi swings at the first pitch and sends one right back to the pitcher, who will throw her out, and there's one gone. So Ashlyn Losi is retired, the third baseman. And with one gone, that brings up the pitcher, Briley Young. Ready to go on the pitch on its way. That one is going to get in there for a called strike, and it's 0-1. No balls and a strike to count here on Briley Young. Ready to go. The 0-1 pitch. That one low for ball one. Evens the count up, 1 ball and 1 strike. This may not be a game where Spanish Fork wants to trail too much with the way that Atlin Johnston has looked here in the early going. And the 1-1 pitch misses outside for a ball, and it's 2 balls and a strike. She's looked pretty good here so far through the first inning and a little bit into the second. Here's the 2-1 pitch on its way home. There's a line drive, base hit back up through the middle for Briley Young. So Young's aboard, the second Spanish Fork hit of the afternoon. And the tying run on base here for Spanish Fork. And I'd imagine we're going to see someone come in to run over at first base for Briley Young. I believe that appears to be Jamie Davis. It's Don Andrews out to let the umpire know. And Jamie Davis will be the runner over at first base for Briley Young. And that's going to bring up second baseman Sam Cowden. So Sam Cowden will come in to run over, she'll step in the box to hit. Jamie Davis runs over at first base. 1 out here in the top of the second. The pitch on its way. Fastball misses outside for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes to count. Ready to go. Johnston in the circle, comes home. And that one swung out, popped up by Cowden, and that one will go into the trees just over by the first base line. We'll do it again. No balls and 2 strikes to count here on Cowden. This is the 4A state championship game. Tooele wins, they're the state champions. Time called, and the home plate umpire wants to see the ball here. And we're going to see here what they're going to do here. And I think they're going to take a look at it right here. And I think you might just be making sure that it's playable or not. He's going to walk it back here to the, as they got the, I think they got the foul ball collected here. And I think we're ready to go here. Cowden back in the box. And the pitch on its way to Cowden. That one's fouled straight back to the screen. Now it'll be 0-2 here on Sam Cowden. Ready to go again. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Johnston on its way home. Sent it foul again. We'll do it again. 1 ball and 2 strikes here on Cowden. Amanda Mitchell on deck for Spanish Fork. And then it'll be Murray Condi. And the 1-2 pitch in there. Strike 3. Strikeout number 3 of the afternoon for Johnston. And that will bring up Amanda Mitchell. And it'll be tough here if Atlin Johnston continues to hit the outside corners like she's been hitting so far. It's going to be a long afternoon for the Dons. First pitch high there on the changeup for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. The other thing that does, that puts a lot of pressure on Briley Young not to give up too many runs and get down early on. 1-0 pitch on its way, fouled straight back, and will be 1 ball and 1 strike on Amanda Mitchell. The more that a starting pitcher who's pitching well, the more runs they get, puts a lot of pressure on your offense and a lot of pressure on that starting pitcher for the team that's trailing. Because it usually means that you have to be a little more perfect. Now it's swung on and missed, strike 2, and it's 1-2 here on Amanda Mitchell. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, top of the second. The pitch bounces in there, gets to the backstop, and going down to second will be Jamie Davis. So now a base hit for Spanish Fork could potentially tie the ball game. You don't really know necessarily today with how wet the outfield grass is. You never know if how well that ball's going to roll. It appears that Tooele is playing their outfield maybe a step or 2 closer in than we saw in the previous game. The 2-2 pitch misses outside for ball 3, and the count goes full. 3 balls and 2 strikes here on Amanda Mitchell. Murray Condi on deck, who had 2 hits in the previous ball game in the win over Bear River. Here's a 3-2 pitch on its way. That ball's lifted down the right field line, and it's going to be caught by the right fielder coming in, and the inning is over. We head to the bottom of the second inning. Spanish Fork threatens, gets a base runner, but they strand the base runner. At the end of an inning and a half, it's 1-0 Tooele here on Spanish Fork 17. We want to take a moment here and thank our sponsors for making the broadcast possible. We got the Driggs Mortgage Team, 2 Jacks Pizza, MVP Sports, Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, Lance Wilson State Farm Insurance, Mikkel Thompson and Wise Attorneys at Law, and the Blue Diamond Auto Group. We thank them for their continued support of high school athletics here on Spanish Fork 17. As what a fun year it has been here on Spanish Fork 17. If you want to catch up on some of those past events that you might maybe have missed or maybe just want to watch again, you can do that on our YouTube page, youtube.com/SpanishFork17. And you can always watch live on sfcn.org. Under the Watch Live button there, you can catch up with a bunch of our different shows and programming, including this upcoming week. I think there's City Council on Tuesday. Should be a fun, should be a good program if you want to tune in to City Council. And we also have more high school state baseball from the state championships, the 4A classification coming up. Spanish Fork and the Dixie Flyers. That one's coming for you at 1:30 on Monday afternoon. That one's taking place down at Brucehurst Field in St. George. Pretty close to Dixie High School, not too many blocks off the Dixie High campus is where Dixie State University is. So Natalie Bevan will stand in. And the first pitch on its way, a fastball. It stays high for ball one. 1 ball and no strikes here on Natalie Bevan. Right now, Briley Young ready to go, and the 1-0 pitch on its way. That one bounces in for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. They count on Bevan. Briley Knight right now trying to, Briley Young, trying to work through this right here. The 2-0 pitch on its way. Swung on and lifted deep in the left field, and that ball is gone. A solo shot for Bevan. It's 2-0 Tooele. And that's the way to get it started right there if you're Tooele. To get up 2-0, an absolute no doubt home run there for Bevan to left field. And that's got to feel great in a state championship game right there to get that one to go out. A 2-0 lead right here. Now Conference coming on the mound. And I think Olivia Andrus is gonna start and go down and start throwing and getting that arm loose for Spanish Fork down in their bullpen. Here's Hope Waite, the second baseman. Young ready to come home with the first pitch to Hope Waite. And the pitch on its way. Waite takes that one. And that one's in there for a called strike, and it's 0-1 on Hope Waite. Ready to come home quickly again and hitting the strike zone for the second pitch in a row is Briley Young, and it's quickly no balls and 2 strikes here on Hope Waite. So Tooele has scored twice in this ball game already, both coming on solo home runs. That was swung on and missed, strike 3. And Briley Young has her first strikeout of the ball game. There's 1 gone. Here is Emma Higley. Higley hitting in the 9th spot for Tooele. Will stand in here, ready to go. Briley Young, the right-handed pitcher, ready to come home. In the circle for Spanish Fork. She went 2 innings in the first game for Spanish Fork, and that one's in there for a called strike, and it's 0-1. Of course, with Spanish Fork having to potentially play another game after this one, you kind of have to wonder a little bit if how much pitching Don Andrews has on that bench. The pitch on its way stays high for a ball, and the count evens up here at 1 ball and 1 strike. 1 ball, 1 strike here with 1 gone in the bottom of the second inning. Ready to go, and the pitch on its way, low, ball 2, and the count moves to 2-1 here on Emma Higley. After Higley, we go back to the top of the Tooele lineup, and with Maddie Baker. And the 2-1 pitch on its way bounces in there, ball 3. And the count now goes full. 3 balls, or doesn't go full. It goes to 3 balls and 1 strike. The count here on Maddie Baker. Briley Young now going to have to come over here to Emma Higley. Pitch on its way is fouled away by Higley. She might have chased that one out of the zone. But we'll do it again. 3 balls and 2 strikes here. Now the count has gone full. 3 balls and 2 strikes with 1 gone. Young ready to come home. The pitch is swung out, popped up on the infield. Pintar calling everybody off. She'll make the catch. And there's 2 gone. Back to the top of the lineup, and here is shortstop Maddie Baker. Baker flew out to center field back in her first plate appearance for Tooele. First pitch, that one going to settle in there for strike one, and it's no balls and a strike here on Maddie Baker. The challenge, I think, for Spanish Fork, looking at it here almost through the end of the second inning, is going to be how many runs can they score against this Tooele team. The 0-1 pitch in there for a ball, and it evens the count up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Ready to go here with the 1 ball, 1 strike count. Pitch about ready to come home. Young fires home, and that one's set foul. We'll do it again. 1 ball and 2 strikes here on Maddie Baker. Tooele started the tournament off with a 6-0 win over Desert Hills. The Thunder making the trip from St. George all the way up to Tooele. And then it was Tooele getting past Spanish Fork. And then they defeated Cedar City in the quarterfinals by a score of 10-0. Cedar City was the #1 seed. That one swung out and missed. Strike 3, and the inning is done. We'll talk more about Tooele and how the Buffaloes have gotten here throughout the ball game today, but they add 1 more run in the second. We head to the third. It's 2-0 Tooele. This is high school softball, Spanish 4-17.
Nobody plans on getting in an accident, but if it does happen, you can rely on the expertise of Mike McKell to protect and fight for your rights. Specializing in personal injury law, Mike McKell is the attorney you need. Contact Mike at McKell, Thompson & Wise.
The best time to check your furnace is before it fails, and you can rely on Triple T to do the job right. Our technicians are trained every year so you can sleep better at night, knowing your furnace is safe to operate. Call Triple T at 798-7711 to schedule your tune-up today.
MVP Sports is the #1 source for sporting goods in Spanish Fork. Football, soccer, all the fall sports, we've got you covered. Check out our new custom t-shirt builder. Design at home and we'll build it for you. MVP Sports, 72 North Main in Spanish Fork.
Top of the third inning here in Spanish Fork. It's a 2-0 lead right now for Tooele. As you see, head coach Don Andrews trying to find a way to get some offense going here as we start the third. Marae Condi will stand in and lead it off as she takes a first pitch that's low for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes the count here on Condi. It'll be Condi, it'll be Trinity Benson, and then Lindsey Smith, 9-1-2, to go face Atlin Johnston. The 1-0 pitch is going to be swung out, popped up, and Johnston herself will take that one. And there's 1 gone here in the third. Spanish Fork has had 2 base runners in the ball game. They've stranded both base runners. And Trinity Benson will stand in for her second time against Atlin Johnston. Benson struck out back in the first inning. Johnston comes home, and this one missing low for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Top of the third inning, Spanish Fork is the visiting team here, even though it's their home field. Tooele has the higher seed for this one, and the team from the winner's bracket in this ball game usually always is the home team for game 1. The 1-0 pitch stays high for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes here on Benson. The second game, though, I think it would switch. I think Spanish Fork would be the home team. That if necessary game, that one gets in there for a called strike and evens the count up here. 1 ball and 1 strike. And it is. It looks like it's 2-1 the count right here. And the pitch on its way. This one going to settle in there, right at the knees on the corner for a called strike. It is 2 balls and 2 strikes here on here on Trinity Benson. Atlin Johnston has been tough in the circle so far. Here's the 2-2 pitch, swung out and missed, strike 3. 4th strikeout for Atlin Johnston on the afternoon. And with 2 gone, here's Lindsey Smith. Smith popped out to first in her only plate appearance or popped out to second, I mean. Her only plate appearance. There was an illegal pitch called when Lindsey Smith was hitting last time, and she was told to get back in the box after striking out. That one fouled back to the screen, no balls and strikes. She fouled a couple of pitches off before then just hitting kind of a soft pop-up to Hope Waite out at second base. No balls and a strike to count here on Lindsey Smith. Ready to go with the 0-1 on its way. That one low and inside, or low for ball 2. 1 ball and 1 strike now here on Lindsey Smith. Ready to go right here. The wind and the delivery on its way home. That one swung on and missed, and it's now 1-2 the count here on Smith. That one just a pitch that I think of more of a rice ball. It just kind of rised up out of the zone. Kind of the opposite version in baseball of a sinker. It rises up and out of the zone instead of sinking down and out of the zone. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That one low and for ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes here on Lindsey Smith. Spanish Fork trying to just find some offense here. It's been tough going so far for the Dons. 2-0 in favor of Tooele, top of the 3rd inning. Here's the 2-2 pitch. There's a line drive to left. That one's hooking, and it's going to stay fair. Rolls to the deepest part of the park, and quickly putting their hands up in left field was Lujan, and that will hold the runner there. That will be a double, a ground rule double for Lindsey Smith. So the 3rd hit of the afternoon for the Dons, their 2nd extra base hit, and now that brings up Oakley Bates, who had one of those extra base hits, a double back in the 1st inning. Bates will stand in and get ready to go here for Spanish Fork. 2-0 Tooele. Top of the 3rd inning if you're just joining us. The Buffaloes hitting home runs in both the 1st and the 2nd inning to have a 2-0 lead. Ready to go, the pitch on its way, and Bates grounds this one to short. Up with it, Baker, her throw across the diamond in time, and the top of the 3rd inning comes to an end. So Spanish Fork again gets 1 hit. They strand the base runner out at second base. We head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. It's a 2-0 lead here for Tooele in the 2019 Class 4A softball state championship game. A win for Tooele, and they win the state championship. Tooele lost, and well, or I should say Spanish Fork win, and we play another one. Let's take a moment here on Spanish Fork 17 to thank our sponsors for working to help make these broadcasts possible. We got the Blue Diamond Auto Group, Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, MVP Sports, 2 Jack's Pizza, Lance Wilson State Farm Insurance, Mikkel Thompson Wise Attorneys at Law, and the Driggs Mortgage Team. We thank them for their assistance in making these broadcasts throughout our high school sports season possible, as our high school sports season starting to run down here to the final home stretch of the last few days, I should say, before we'll get ready to come back, I'm sure, in August with high school football, which is just around the corner. Spanish Fork and Preston Parish look to continue to build off what they did last season, but it'll be a little bit different next season as some different regions and some different classifications come into play. I know the Region 10 is being shifted a little bit, and it will be kind of like the old Region 8, which should make it kind of fun with Spanish Fork and Maple Mountain back in the same region. It should make it for a fun season for high school athletics here on Spanish Fork 17. Byerly Avina to stand in and lead it off. Avina went deep in her first plate appearance. It will be Avina, Lujan, and Anderson, 2, 3, and 4 coming up here against Briley Young here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Ready to go, and the first pitch on its way home is going to be hit up the middle, and that will be a base hit there for Avina. So Tooele gets the leadoff base runner, and that will bring up left fielder Amber Lujan. Lujan grounded out to short in her only plate appearance. As Lujan will stand in and hit here from the left side. The sun making an appearance here at the ballpark. You're starting to see some of those more cloud spots start to break up. Starting to see more patches of blue. That one sent foul back to the screen, and it snowballs and a strike here on Amber Lujan. Kennedy Anderson in the on-deck circle. Briley Young back to work in the circle here for Spanish Fork. Here's the 0-1 pitch on its way home. Fastball stays high and outside. Evens the count up, 1 ball and 1 strike here. Ready to go. Here's the 1-1 pitch. The delivery on its way. That one bounces in for a ball, and it's 2 balls and a strike here on Lujan. Bottom of the third inning, 2-0 lead for Tooele. Here in the state championship game, double elimination tournament, the 2-1 pitch is going to settle right on the outside corner, but miss for ball 3, and it's 3-1 on Lujan. Spanish Fork, their only other loss in the tournament has come to the team on the opposite side of the field of them today, Tooele. It was a 4-0 loss that they had earlier on in the season. Here's the 3-1 pitch on its way. Swung on and missed. Strike 2, and it's 3-2 here on Amber Lujan. Briley Young ready to go in the circle. Has the pitch that she wants here to come with 3-2. And that one's going to be rolled over to third. Coming up with it, backhanding it, and not getting the runner is going to be Lujan. Beat it out. Ashlyn Losey at third base charged it and then backhanded it. And that backhand there might have been what maybe was the difference between the out and Lujan being safe. So now Tooele, back-to-back base runners are aboard here in the third inning. And Kennedy Anderson, the first baseman, will stand in. Anderson singled back in the first inning. Ready to stand in. First pitch on its way. Swings and misses, strike 1. Anderson, you could tell there, was waiting for probably the fastball to come. Just swung through it. Nobody out here in the top of the third, or in the bottom of the third inning. Pitch on its way, checks her swing. They'll appeal. But I think they're going to call it a strike anyway. It's quickly 0-2. The catcher for Spanish Fork, that's Oakley Bates, pointed down to the third base umpire like she wanted to appeal to third. And usually in that case, you'd have the appeal go to the first base umpires. Anderson swings through it and misses, strike 3. Strikeout number 3 of the afternoon for Young. And now that's going to bring up number 7 here for Tooele. I think that's going to be Kate Hogan, number 13, listed on my roster. I think that's going to be number 7, Kate Hogan, who will hit here. Pitch is swung out and missed. That evens the count up at 1-1. Ready to go. 1 ball, 1 strike, the count. Young lines and delivers, comes home, swung out and missed. Strike 2, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes here on Kate Hogan. Hogan had a single back in her first plate appearance for Tooele. Ready to go. Here's the 1-2 pitch. The delivery on its way, and that's line foul past head coach in the third base coach's box for Tooele. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes to count here. 1 gone here in the bottom of the third inning. Tooele with runners on at first and second. Avina running at second, Lujan over at first. Here's the 1-2 pitch on its way. Bounces in the dirt. Runners thought about it, but they'll hold, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Oakley Bates with a good stop behind the plate. Trying to keep that one as close to Bates as possible. Here's the 2-2 pitch on its way home. Swung on and lifted into center field. Coming in is Condi. She'll make the catch for the second out of the inning. So a 2 gone. Here for Tooele. Still with the runners on at first and second. And that will bring up Paige Rydock will come to the plate. Rydock lined out to short in her first plate appearance. There she takes the first pitch for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. It'd be big for Briley Young to work through this inning with no damage done. Tooele had runners on at first and second with nobody out. And the pitch on its way home, and there's a fastball that stays high for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. And for Spanish Fork to get out of this with no damage done could be very beneficial to the Lady Dons in any kind of comeback that they could make here so far. The 2-0 pitch. Runners take off, and stealing third uncontested is going to be Briley Avina. Avina kind of with the delayed steal, and she just dove head first into third. So now runners on the corners here. Tooele, however, still needs to get a base hit to get a run home. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Fastball stays high, ball 3. It's 3 balls and a strike. Ready to go. The 3-1 pitch on its way is low. Ball 4. The bases are full here for Tooele. And Natalie Bevan will come to the plate. She went deep to left field in her first plate appearance and touched them all to give Tooele at the time a 2-0 lead. Ready to go right here from the right side of the plate. Briley Young comes in, the first pitch, gets in there for a called strike, and it's 0-1. Bases full of Buffaloes. Avina at third, Lujan at second. Rydock over at first. A ball in the gap here could open this ball game up a little bit here for Tooele. Here's the 0-1 pitch on its way. Swung out and missed, strike 2, and it's 0-2 here on Bevan. No balls and 2 strikes to count. Young in the circle, ready to come home. The 0-2 pitch. Swung on a miss, strike 3. A big strikeout for Briley Young ends the inning, the 4th for Young on the afternoon. They keep Tooele off the board here in the 3rd. We head to the 4th. It's Tooele 2, Spanish Fork 0.
Need a new car or truck? Come to the guys you trust. The Car Guys are part of the Blue Diamond Auto Group, and they have the best selection of quality vehicles at the best prices for your budget. The Blue Diamond Auto Group with the Car Guys at 872 North Main in Spanish Fork.
Finally got me, Ben.
What's that, Rick?
The Clark Street crater, the mother of all potholes. Got me good.
But you know State Farm's got you too.
You ain't nothing.
Go with the one that's here to help life go right.
In Spanish Fork, see your good neighbor State Farm agent Lance Wilson.
Hi, welcome to Two Jack's Pizza.
For the best pizza you'll ever taste and our world-famous cheese sticks, come to 2 Jack's Pizza on Main Street in Spanish Fork or call us for a quick delivery. Are you hungry yet?
I definitely recommend the Driggs team. They're amazing.
Hi, I'm Greg with the Driggs Mortgage Team, where we believe there's no substitute for experience. Stop by our office today on Main Street and let us help you get into your brand new home.
Top of the fourth inning here in Spanish Fork, getting ready to get started. It's a 2-0 lead for Tooele over Spanish Fork here in the 2019 Class 4A softball state championship game, as Spanish Fork trying to find some offense. 3 hits for the Lady Dons, but they've never been able to get the runs home, as shortstop Brooklyn Pintar will lead it off. It will be Pintar, Losey, and Young, 4, 5, and 6 coming up for Don Andrews' squad. First pitch to Pintar, bounces in there for ball 1, 1 ball and no strikes. I would imagine it's going to be a busy week for the Pintar family, with Brooklyn playing here, and then they turn around and Andrew Pintar will play Monday in that game for Spanish Fork against Dixie. Pitch, that one missing outside for a ball, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Also combine that with the last week or so of school here, and then coming up in the Nebo School District. It's be a busy week for the Spanish Fork Dons here. 2 balls and no strikes to count here on Brooklyn Pintar. And Pintar, that one gets in there for a called strike, and it's 2 balls and a strike here on Pintar. Pintar went down on strikes back in her first plate appearance, back to end the first inning. Here we go, the 2-1 pitch on its way. Fouled, straight back to the screen. We'll do it again. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Brooklyn Pintar. Atlin Johnston has been very tough tonight, this afternoon, for Tooele in the circle. 2 balls and 2 strikes here with nobody out, and the pitch coming home. That one swung out and missed. Strike 3. Strikeout 5 for Johnston, and that will bring up third baseman Ashlyn Losey. Losey grounded out back to Johnston in her only plate appearance back in the second inning for Spanish Fork. And the pitch on its way home. She makes contact, hits it to left field. Lujan going back, waits under it, and makes the catch, and there's 2 away. So with 2 gone, that brings up Briley Young. That's one of the more harder hit balls for Spanish Fork on the day. It ended up being a pretty routine play out there in left field for Lujan. And with 2 outs, Briley Young, who's 1 for 1 with a base hit, will stand in. Outside of those 3 base hits for the Dons, it's been hard to hit the ball really hard. That one popped up, and that one will go into the trees between first and second base. Right there, it'll be no balls and a strike to count. No balls and 1 strike to count on Briley Young. Young trying to help her own cause here in the fourth. And the pitch coming home. That one settles in just above the knees for strike 2. And it's 0-2 the count here on Briley Young. Here's the 0-2 pitch on its way, and that one's going to be bounced over to short. Coming up with it, Baker throws across the diamond in time. And 1, 2, 3 go the Dons here in the top of the 4th inning. So Tooele sends the Dons down in order in the top of the 4th inning. They'll come up in the bottom of the inning with Hope Waite, Emma Higley, and then Maddie Baker coming up here. That will start their 3rd time through the order right here against Briley Young. We'll take a moment here on Spanish Fork 17. We thank our sponsors for making every broadcast possible. We got Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, Lance Wilson State Farm Insurance, the Driggs Mortgage Team, Mikkel Thompson and Wise Attorneys at Law, 2 Jacks Pizza, MVP Sports, and the Blue Diamond Auto Group. We thank everybody for helping out, making sure these broadcasts can get on the air like these ones today here from the Spanish Fork Sports Park here, where it's a 2-0 lead for the Tooele Buffaloes on top of the Spanish Fork Dons, and what should be a good one the rest of the way. We've had some good pitching. We've had the 2 home runs for Tooele. That's the big difference of the ball game. The home run in the first by Brierly Avina gave Tooele a 1-0 lead, and then Natalie Bevan to lead off the 2nd inning went deep to left field, and that gave Tooele a 2-0 lead, and that's how we've gotten so far through the first about 3.5 where we've gotten right here. So Hope Waite will get ready to stand in the box for Tooele. Briley Young will go back to work here for the Spanish Fork Dons. Right here. Bottom of the 4th inning, Tooele the home team here for this one. If Spanish Fork wins, we'll play a second one, probably somewhere in the range of a half hour or so following this game. But if you're a Tooele fan, you'd rather just play one. That one popped up behind home plate, giving it a look, and that one's going to go foul and hit just over here by just past the seating here over by the snack shack, and it's no balls and a strike on Hope Waite. Waite, a strikeout victim in her first plate appearance, back in the second. Ready to go, that one. There it comes in, it evens the count up, or makes the count no balls and 2 strikes. 0-2 here on Hope Waite. And the 0-2 pitch on its way. Fastball stays high for a ball, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. They count here on Hope Waite. Briley Young going to work in the circle for Spanish Fork. Back in there. And the pitch on its way home. That one's going to be very close, but misses for a ball. And the count evens up here at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nobody out in the bottom of the 4th inning. 2-0 lead for Tooele on top of Spanish Fork. And the pitch comes home. That one's fouled away by Hope Waite, and we'll do it again. No balls and 2 strikes to count on Hope Waite. Tooele able to find a way to stay atop the winner's bracket. That one's called strike 3 right there, and that will be strikeout number 5 for Briley Young on the night. When you look at Tooele and what they've done, especially in the circle, they won their first game 6-0. They beat Spanish Fork 4-0. They beat Cedar City 10-0, and they beat Bear River 1-0. So by that count, Tooele has not allowed a run in the state tournament. One gone, Emma Higley will stand in. She popped out to short back in the first. Lays down a bunt right out in front of home plate. The throw in time from Bates, and there's 2 away. A good on-the-money throw there behind the plate from Oakley Bates. She made a good throw down to get the runner Higley, and with 2 outs, here's the shortstop, Maddie Baker. Third base umpire going to have a quick word with the Tooele head coach in that third base coach's box. 2 outs, the pitch on its way. First one low for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes here on Maddie Baker. Baker flown out to left and struck out today for Tooele. 1 ball and no strikes to count here. Baker steps back in the box, ready to go. That one's fastball stays about letter high for ball 2. And it's 2-0 on Baker. Brierly Avina on deck. Briley Young on the mound, winds and delivers this one home. That's a fly ball lifted into center field. Condi under it, she'll make the catch, and the inning comes to an end. At the end of 4 here from Spanish Fork, Tooele on top of the Lady Dons by a score of 2-0. We head to the 5th after the break here on Spanish Fork 17.
Nobody plans on getting in an accident, but if it does happen, you can rely on the expertise of Mike McKell to protect and fight for your rights. Specializing in personal injury law, Mike McKell is the attorney you need. Contact Mike at McKell, Thompson & Wise.
The best time to check your furnace is before it fails, and you can rely on Triple T to do the job right. Our technicians are trained every year so you can sleep better at night, knowing your furnace is safe to operate. Call Triple T at 798-7711 to schedule your tune-up today.
MVP Sports is the #1 source for sporting goods in Spanish Fork. Football, soccer, all the fall sports, we've got you covered. Check out our new custom t-shirt builder. Design at home and we'll build it for you. MVP Sports, 72 North Main in Spanish Fork.
Top of the 5th inning here in Spanish Fork. 2-0 lead for Tooele on top of the Spanish Fork Lady Dons in the 2019 4A State Softball Championship. Right here, game number 1 of, and a second if necessary. Spanish Fork would need to come from behind this afternoon, though, and win that one to force that second game. As it would be the bottom part of the lineup, Sam Cowden, Amanda Mitchell, and Marae Condi to stand in. The first pitch is sent foul, or just a slow roller from Sam Cowden. And it snowballs and a strike here on Cowden. Cowden went down on strikes back in her first plate appearance. Atlin Johnston so far with 5 strikeouts through 4 innings. Has only allowed 3 hits and no runs. The 0-1 pitch on its way home. That one's in there at the knees. This one a called strike, and it's quickly no balls and 2 strikes on Sam Cowden. The other thing that Atlin Johnston has done well in this ballgame has been Johnston hasn't really been down in counts very often. She's been ahead 0-1 and 0-2 majority of the time. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on and sent foul. We'll do it again. No balls and 2 strikes the count here on Atlin Johnston. Amanda Mitchell, the first baseman, on deck, would hit next. There's a pitch that's rolled foul. We'll do it again. And it's no balls and 2 strikes. No balls and 2 strikes to count here on Sam Cowden. Working right here, ready to go with the 0-2 pitch. There's a fastball that misses outside, and it's 1-2 here on Cowden. Atlin Johnston has been around the plate to the point tonight, or this afternoon, where it's been tough for Spanish Fork hitters to. They haven't seen a lot of pitches out of the strike zone. This one's popped up over towards first, and making the catch is Kennedy Anderson, and there's 1 away here in the 5th. So with 1 gone, here is Amanda Mitchell. And Mitchell popped out, or flew out to right field back in the 2nd. That is when Spanish Fork probably had one of their best chances. They had a 1-out double from Briley Young. Swings to the first pitch there and sends this one foul. And that double with 1 out put Young at second base. You still had 2 outs to work with, and then Cowden went down on strikes before Mitchell would fly out to right field. No balls and a strike, ready to go right here. And the 0-1 pitch on its way. That one just below the knees, but in there for a called strike, and it's 0-2. Ready to go here. No balls and 2 strikes to count. The pitch to Mitchell on its way is sent foul, and we'll do it again. No balls and 2 strikes here. Amanda Mitchell staying alive there by fouling that pitch away. It's no balls and 2 strikes here. No balls and 2 strikes with 1 out here in the top of the 5th inning. Atlin Johnston ready to go. Will deliver this pitch home. Checks the swing and sends it foul. That one coming right over here above us, or right around us, but we have the screen in front of us there, so it stays no balls and 2 strikes. Atlin Johnston comes home, and there's a ground ball, fair ball down the 3rd baseline. Mitchell around first base. She's going to go for 2. Over to cut it off. The relay throw cut off by Baker. And a 1-out double for Amanda Mitchell. The first hit for Spanish Fork since the 3rd inning. And now that puts the tying run on in scoring position. Puts the tying run out at second base. and that will bring up Murray Condi. Condi popped out to the pitcher. Now we'll have a conference on the mound here for Tooele. Get a new softball out to a couple of new softballs out to our home plate umpire. The conference on the mound will break up right here. And these are the opportunities where if you're Spanish Fork, with how good Atlin Johnson has been, you really need to find a way to see if you can cash in on one of these opportunities with a runner on base with less than 2 outs. Here's Condi. She takes the first pitch for a ball away, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. Trinity Benson, the left fielder, would be on deck for Spanish Fork. She's 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts today. Here's the 1-0 pitch on its way, swung on, popped up. Over towards third base, giving it a look, and it's going to go foul. We'll do it again, 1 ball and 1 strike, as half the infield there for Tooele going over to make a play on it. Or at least to give it a look, which was good. Rydock and Baker, a couple of them running over there. 1 ball and 1 strike. Ready to go. Here's the 1-1 pitch on its way home. Swung on and missed. Strike 2, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes here. As Maria Condi took a big cut there, and the pitch just came up out of the zone, and she swung through it. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count here on Sam Cowden, or not on Sam Cowden. That one swung out and missed, and Condi down on strikes. Strikeout number 6 for Atlin Johnston. And with 2 gone, back to the top of the lineup, and Trinity Benson, the left fielder. Benson, a pair of strikeouts, stands in. Seems like Atlin Johnston has almost gotten tougher today with runners on base. And the pitch, that one's going to miss for ball 1. After Oakley Bates doubled back in the first inning, Johnston got Brooklyn Pintar to strike out to end the first. Following the Briley Young single in the second, Sam Cowden struck out. And the 1-0 pitch missing low for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. And then Amanda Mitchell would fly out to end that inning. Same thing here in the 5th after the Mitchell double. Found a way to get Murray Condi to fly out to center field. Here's the 2-0 pitch. That one's going to miss, ball 3. And it's 3 balls and no strikes here on Trinity Benson. Lindsey Smith, who's 1 for 2 on deck for Spanish Fork, would hit here if the inning gets past Trinity Benson. 3-1 pitch. That one missing, ball 4. And Benson walks, and now runners on at first and second for Spanish Fork with 2 outs in the inning. That, I believe, and it is the first walk allowed by Atlin Johnston today. And now we're going to have a conference. We'll have a conference here out on the mound here in the circle. Lindsey Smith, 1 for 2, will stand at the plate here in the top of the 5th inning. Spanish Fork, the visiting team today against Tooele. And then we'll have to see if Spanish Fork finds a way to force game 2. Then it might switch where Spanish Fork's the home team for the second game. But the Dons have to find a way to see if they can get a clutch base hit here. And Lindsey Smith does have the 1 hit today. We'll see what Lindsey can do here in this at-bat. Atlin Johnston ready to go in the circle here for Tooele. The first pitch on its way. That one settles in there for a called strike, and it's 0-1. 2 base runners on. Amanda Mitchell running at second. Trinity Benson running over at first. Benson, the runner at first, representing the tying run for Spanish Fork. Here's the 0-1 pitch. There's a ground ball hit to short. It's mishandled by Baker. Everybody's safe. Coming around third and scoring is Mitchell, and Spanish Fork will get 1 run back right there. That was a hard hit ball that just took a wicked hop there on Maddie Baker. And Baker just, I think, had it hit off kind of the heel of her glove and skip away towards center field. Now the tying run for Spanish Fork in scoring position. And that will bring up the catcher, Oakley Bates, who's 1 for 2. Bates had a double back in the first inning. She'll hit here in the fifth. With the tying and the leading runs both on the base paths for Spanish Fork. And the pitch on its way to Bates. That one missing low and outside for ball one. 1 ball and no strikes the count. Brooklyn Pintar in the on-deck circle for Spanish Fork. Ready to go here with 2 outs in the fifth. The pitch on its way home, swung on and fouled back. That is the first run that has been scored against Tooele in the playoffs. In those first 2 games at the pod sites, and then all the games that have been played here at Spanish Fork. That's the first run that's been scored against Tooele. That's how tough Tooele's been in the circle. Here's the 1-1 pitch on its way. That one bounces in the dirt. Ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. The runners will give it a look, but Benson and Smith both deciding that they want to stay put right there. A good stop behind the plate. For Bevan. Two balls and 1 strike to count. And the 2-1 pitch. Fastball stays maybe a little bit inside for ball 3, and the count goes to 3-1. 3 balls and 1 strike here with 2 outs in the fifth. Tying run for Spanish Fork out at second base. Atlin Johnston ready to come set with a 3-1 pitch. That ball is swung on and lifted deep to right field. Going towards the line, but it's caught, and the inning is over. Spanish Fork, however, finds a way to get 1 back here in the inning. They get it on 2 base hits, and they leave 2. We head to the bottom of the 5th inning. It's a 2-1 lead for Tooele right here. They'll have Avina, Lujan, and Anderson, 2, 3, and 4 coming up here against Briley Young in the bottom of the 5th inning. Let's take a moment to thank our sponsors here on Spanish Fork 17 who work hard to make our broadcast possible. We have Two Jacks Pizza, Lance Wilson State Farm Insurance, Mikkel Thompson and Wise Attorneys at Law, the Driggs Mortgage Team, Blue Diamond Auto Group, Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, and MVP Sports. We thank them for making our broadcast possible each and every game that we have here on Spanish Fork 17, and what a year it has been. We'll sure be back for more high school sports coverage starting in the fall when high school football rolls around. But that's right now seems like a long way off, but I'm sure if we were to talk to both Preston Parrish and Spanish Fork and Brad Burtonshaw from Maple Mountain, I'm sure they would both say, yeah, that's not as far away as you think. Right here, as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning, it will be Brierly Avina to stand in and lead it off right here. Avina 2 for 2, a home run and a single for Tooele today. As Briley Young back on the mound, new third baseman coming in. It will be Maddie Lackey who will come in at third base, replacing Ashlyn Losey. Ready to go here in the first pitch. About ready to come home to Avina. And there's a fastball that stays above the belt for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes here on Avina. Ready to go here. 1 ball and no strikes to count. The 1-0 pitch on its way. And that again stays high above the belt, ball 2. And it's 2 balls and no strikes to count here on Brierly Avina. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Wind in the delivery. This one settling in low for ball 3. And the count moves to 3-0 here on Avina. Young winds, comes home the 3-0 pitch. This one settling in, however, at the knees for a called strike, and it's 3-1 here for Avina. 2-1 lead for Tooele on top of Spanish Fork. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. Here's a 3-1 pitch, comes home, and that one going to get in there for a called strike 2, and the count now runs full, 3-2 on Avina. Avina, the home run back in the 1st inning, got the scoring started for Tooele. Here's a 3-2 pitch on its way. This one swung on, popped up, and sent foul. Back on to another one. I think that one went over to another one of the fields. There's 4 fields kind of in a diamond formation here at Spanish Fork. We're playing today here on field number 1. 3 balls and 2 strikes to count. And the 3-2 pitch about ready to come home. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Briley Young has her 6th strikeout, and that's going to bring up the left fielder, Amber Lujan. Lujan is grounded to short and singled back in the 3rd. She'll stand in here with 1 out. The bottom of the 5th inning. Ready to go, and the pitch winds and delivers. That one bounces in for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes on Lujan. Kennedy Anderson on deck. Ready to go, the pitch on its way. This one bounces or kind of rolls in there for a ball. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Maddie Lackey will go pick the ball up and hand it back to her pitcher. 2 balls and no strikes to count here on Amber Lujan. Pitch on its way. That one's going to be lined foul past the 3rd baseman, Lackey. And we'll do it again here. 2 balls and a strike to count on Lujan. He will stand back in. 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Ready to go. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Swung on and popped up. Playable at second. Cowden going out. She'll make the catch in shallow center field for the 2nd out of the inning. And with 2 gone, it will bring up Kennedy Anderson. Anderson 1 for 2, a single back in the 1st and a strikeout back in the 3rd. As the afternoon here in Spanish Fork starts to turn into more of an evening type feel. The pitch, this one low for a ball, and it's 1 ball and no strikes here on Anderson. The Saturday late afternoon contest to decide the 2019 state champion. 1-0 pitch, swung on and missed, and it evens the count up at 1-1. Right now, still with plenty of softball to be played, but definitely the 1-1 pitch missing low for a ball. 2-1. The count on Anderson. Definitely right now looks like that state championship leaning towards going more towards Tooele right now. Here's the pitch on its way. That one low and inside for a ball. And the count moves to 3 balls and a strike. 3 balls and 1 strike here with 1 gone in the bottom of the 5th inning. Young comes home. This one gets in there for a called strike, and the count goes full. 3 balls and 2 strikes here on Anderson. Ready to go. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Swung on, popped up, and that one is just going to go foul into about the 6th row of bleachers or so. The 6th, maybe no more than 7th, the very last row of bleachers. Do it again, 3 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th inning. No base runners right now, so the runners will not be taking off with the pitch. 3 balls and 2 strikes here. Anderson kind of turns to square like she's going to bunt, pulls it back, swings and pops it up. On the infield is going to be Pintar giving away to Lackey, and she dropped it. Hit right off the middle part of her glove, and reaching will be Kennedy Anderson. Lackey looked up, and I think the ball kind of was tailing away from her and just hit off just the palm of her glove, and that will bring up Kate Hogan here with 2 outs in the 5th. Hogan 1 for 2, a single and a fly out. Swings through the first pitch, no balls and a strike. Just couldn't quite catch up there to the fastball. No balls and 1 strike the count. 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th inning. 2-1 lead for Tooele on top of Spanish Fork. The pitch on its way, and that one in there for a called strike, and it's 0-2. Running over at first base, Kennedy Anderson just reached on the error. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Strikeout number 7 for Briley Young. And that's how we end the 5th inning. We head to the 6th. Spanish Fork trailing 2-1. The Lady Dons only have 6 outs to work with, and they need some more runs. We'll find out what they do after the break here on Spanish Fork 17.
Need a new car or truck? Come to the guys you trust. The Car Guys are part of the Blue Diamond Auto Group, and they have the best selection of quality vehicles at the best prices for your budget. The Blue Diamond Auto Group with the Car Guys at 872 North Main in Spanish Fork.
Finally got me, Ben.
What's that, Rick?
The Clark Street crater, the mother of all potholes. Got me good.
But you know, State Farm's got you too.
You ain't nothing.
Go with the one that's here to help life go right.
In Spanish Fork, see your good neighbor State Farm agent Lance Wilson.
Hi, welcome to Two Jack's Pizza.
For the best pizza you'll ever taste and our world-famous cheese sticks, come to 2 Jack's Pizza on Main Street in Spanish Fork, or call us for a quick delivery. Are you hungry yet?
I definitely recommend the Driggs team. They're amazing.
Hi, I'm Greg with the Driggs Mortgage Team, where we believe there's no substitute for experience. Stop by our office today on Main Street and let us help you get into your brand new home.
Start of the 6th inning as you see the snow-capped Wasatch Mountains out in the distance right here. A lot of that new snow probably falling within the storm that has been working its way through the area over the last few days. Supposed to get some more rain and some more moisture over the next few days, which made getting this one in today really important as Brooklyn Pintar stands in to lead off the 6th, and she swings through it. No balls and a strike here on Pintar. Pintar, Losi, and Young, 4, 5, and 6 coming up. I believe we do have Losi in the on-deck circle, not Maddie Lackey. The pitch, that one's bunted foul back to the screen. A diving attempt by Bevan, and she just kind of dove head first there, trying to come up and catch that ball, and it's 0-2. Right there now. No balls and 2 strikes to count. No balls and 2 strikes to pitch. This one stays high for a ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes there on Brooklyn Pintar. One ball and no strike to count on Brooklyn Pintar. 2 strikeouts in the ballgame. There's a check swing that goes foul. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes to count here on Brooklyn Pintar. Pintar had 4 hits in game 1 for Spanish Fork. reached base in all 5 of her plate appearances. She had the big RBI double in the 8th inning that gave Spanish Fork the lead. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Pintar swings and misses, strike 3. 7th strikeout for Atlin Johnston, and that will bring up Ashlyn Losey. And now we may have, or they're going to re-enter Losey here. Losey was out of the ballgame. Maddie Lackey was playing third base, but now they're going to make sure they have the re-entry. 23 going to re-enter. That's Ashlyn Losey. Losey 0 for 2. She's grounded out to the pitcher and then also flew out to left in the ballgame. First pitch misses low, below the knees for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes here on Ashlyn Losey. Briley Young on deck, the pitcher, and then we go to Sam Cowden. Spanish Fork trying to get some base runners. Swung out and missed. 1-1. It's not been easy against Atlin Johnston this afternoon. Spanish Fork was able to capitalize in the 5th inning. The 1-1 pitch on its way, fouled straight back to the screen. We'll do it again. 1 ball and 2 strikes here on Ashlyn Losey. Top of the 6th inning. Spanish Fork has to try to get something going. They only have 5 more outs to work with here in this ballgame. The pitch, that one checked, went foul off the bat there of Losey. And we'll do it again. 1 ball and 2 strikes here. 1 ball, 2 strikes here with 1 gone. Top of the 6th inning, a 2-1 lead for Tooele on top of Spanish Fork. And the 1-2 pitch, swung out, popped up. Playable, though, I believe. Giving it a look, and it's going to go foul right at the last minute. It was Rydalk at third, and then Lujan coming in from left. And now it just went foul. I think Maddie Baker, the shortstop, came over as well, trying to see if she could run it down. And it was on the field of play. It was a ball they could have came up with. They just couldn't get there in time. Here's the 1-2 pitch on its way to Losey. Checks her swing again, makes contact, sends it foul. And we'll do it again. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Ashlyn Losey. Losey staying in and battling here in this at-bat in the 6th. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Losey. Out in front of it, checks her swing. The ball gets behind Bevan. She'll have to make the throw to first. She'll fire down. Ball goes off the glove of Anderson. And Spanish Fork is going to get a base runner here with 1 out. Not the prettiest way to get the base runner, but you'll take it. And with 1 gone, that will bring up Briley Young. So Young will look to help her own cause there. It was a long throw from Bevan behind the plate, and she made a good throw right on the money, just right off the glove of Kennedy Anderson at first base. And Young, who's 1 for 2, will stand in. We're going to have I think someone come in to run for Ashlyn Losey, it looks like, over at first base. We'll see who that is. That might be Jamie Davis running again. She's been one of the more consistent runners for Don Andrews' squad. And it will be Jamie Davis running. So Davis running over at first base for Losey. Here's Briley Young, the pitcher. Young singled in the 2nd, grounded out to 3rd in her last at-bat. Fouls the first pitch back to the screen there, and snowballs on a strike here on Briley Young. Second baseman Sam Cowden in the on-deck circle. No balls and a strike to count, ready to go. Johnston comes home. That one settles in just below the knees. Evens the count up, however, at 1 ball and 1 strike. Jamie Davis running over at first base after Ashlyn Losey reached on There's a ground ball hit to third. It's through the glove and underneath of right off to third base. Just goes right underneath her glove. And now runners on at first and second. A fairly routine play right there. And here comes Sam Cowden, the tying run now over at second base. And the leading run running over at first base. And we're going to have somebody else come in and run here for Spanish Fork. We'll see here who's going to run over there for the pitcher. It's going to be Cody Pratt, number 8. The senior will come in and run at first base. Sam Cowden is 0 for 2. She struck out in the second, popped out to third, back in the 5th inning. The tying run for Spanish Fork in scoring position. The leading run over at first base, represented by Cody Pratt. And the pitch on its way, swung out and missed. No balls and a strike as Sam Cowden swung through it, and it's 0-1. Amanda Mitchell on deck for Spanish Fork. Here's the 0-1 pitch on its way home, swung out and missed, strike 2, and it's quickly no balls and 2 strikes on Sam Cowden. Atlin Johnson has been tough, especially with runners in scoring position and runners on base. Here's the 0-2 pitch on its way to Cowden. Swung out and popped up over towards the third base side, and that one will go foul. Back onto the walkway here. And we'll do it again. No balls and 2 strikes to count on Sam Cowden. The stands are packed. The outfield walls are packed pretty much all the way around. Here's the 0-2 pitch on its way. Fouls straight back. We'll do it again. No balls and 2 strikes on Sam Cowden. No balls and 2 strikes here with 1 gone. In the top of the 6th inning, 2-1 lead for Tooele on top of Spanish Fork. And the pitch on its way, fouled, straight back, we'll do it again. And Sam Cowden pushing this at bat deeper and deeper. Fouling off some pitches and finding ways to stay alive. No balls and 2 strikes to count. Ready to go, the right-hander. Johnston comes home, changeup, ground ball hit to second. It's misplayed by the second baseman Waite. Coming around third, digging for home and scoring to tie the ball game is going to be Davis, the runner out at second for Losi, and we're tied at 2. And the leading run for Spanish Fork now on second base. And we'll see here, as we see there on the replay, just one of those plays where the second baseman just bobbles the baseball, and unfortunately it was hit hard enough or just skipped away there from Hope Waite. And then when it rolled away, it was allowed that extra time there for the runner, Jamie Davis, to come in to score. So 1 out in the top of the 6th. We're now tied up at 2. And it will be Amanda Mitchell, who's 1 for 2 this afternoon, will be coming to the plate. Cody Pratt running out at second base for Briley Young. Over at first base, it's Sam Cowden. And the pitch on its way, swung on, popped up, sent foul for strike 1. No balls and a strike here on Amanda Mitchell. Marae Condi, the center fielder, would hit next. Here's the pitch on its way. Fastball stays high for a ball, and the count evens up here. 1 ball and 1 strike. Top of the 6th inning. 2-2's our score here. Spanish Fork scoring both runs, coming with fielding mistakes by Tooele. The pitch, that one's line foul. We'll do it again. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The run in the previous inning coming on a ball that was misplayed. I believe that one was by Maddie Baker, the shortstop. And there's just a quick bobble, and the ball just skipped off her glove, and it rolled away far enough for the run to score. The pitch, that one gets to the backstop, and then rolls up the first baseline, and the runners will both move up. You might have heard some quick yelling because Bevan was going for the softball up the first baseline, and nobody was covering home. Atlin Johnston quickly went and picked up the softball so Bevan could cover home. And now a base hit potentially could give Spanish Fork a 2-run lead. Here's the 1-2 pitch on its way. Fastball off the glove of Bevan, but not far enough away for the runner to think about going home. And now the count goes full. I believe it's now 3-2 here on Amanda Mitchell. Spanish Fork here does not necessarily need a hit to get the run home. A fly ball deep enough to the outfield would get the run home from third. Here's the 3-2 pitch on its way home. Fouled away. We'll do it again. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Amanda Mitchell. Atlin Johnston has battled here this afternoon for Tooele. Here's the 3-2 pitch on its way. Fouled back again. Amanda Mitchell has fouled off a couple of pitches here to stay alive. We'll do it again. 3 balls and 2 strikes here on Amanda Mitchell. Running at third base is Cody Pratt. At second base, it's Sam Cowden. 3-2 pitch on its way home right here. And that one skips away, and again, the runners will not go. They'll throw down to first. The throw goes down the right field line. That's going to allow this game to give Spanish Fork a 3-2 lead. Pratt scored. Cowden goes down to first. That ball was outside. I didn't see Amanda Mitchell swing. So I think it was just ball 4 there to Amanda Mitchell. The throw down to first gets past the first baseman, Kennedy Anderson, and allowed the run to come in to score. And Spanish Fork now with a 3-2 lead right here. And we'll have another conference here on the mound. The whole Tooele infield going to come in. In fact, that might be the entire field for Tooele will come in here, as now the Buffaloes are going to find themselves in unfamiliar territory here in the state tournament. They're going to be trailing, and if my calculations are right based off the scores, this is the first time they've trailed in the state tournament. They've shut out everybody else they've played so far in the last couple of weeks in the state tournament. And so with 1 out, it will bring up Murray Condi, with a couple of base runners still on the bases here for Spanish Fork. Murray Condi has popped out to the pitcher and then struck out. And Bevan's going to go here over to the Tooele dugout. The starting catcher for Tooele is going to go to the dugout here, and I think she went in to grab some water right here. I think right here is. And a 3-2 lead for Spanish Fork right here in the top of the 6th inning. Spanish Fork is the visiting team in this one, so the Dons still have 6 outs to get. So right here with 1 gone, and Murray Condi will step in. Cowden the runner at third. Amanda Mitchell will run over at first base. With 1 gone here in the 6th. Ready to come home, and the pitch on its way to Condi. Foul back to the screen. No balls and a strike here on Murray Condi. Trinity Benson, the left fielder, on deck in the top of the Spanish Fork lineup. Spanish Fork, if they hold on to win this one, we would play game 2 here a little bit later this evening, probably in about a half hour after this one or something like that. That one swung out, popped up. Playable over towards third. It's going to be the third baseman, Rydolph, coming in to make the catch, and there's 2 gone. With 2 gone, that brings up left fielder Trinity Benson. Benson, 2 strikeouts to go along with a walk. Ready to go, the wind and the delivery. Fastball high into the backstop, and going down to second base there is going to be Amanda Mitchell. One ball and no strikes to count here on Trinity Benson. Johnston ready to go, comes home. That one fouled away. We'll do it again. One ball and one strike now will be the count on Trinity Benson. Sam Cowden, the runner at third. Amanda Mitchell, the runner at second for Spanish Fork. The Lady Dons leading 3-2 over Tooele. Here's the pitch on its way, and the fastball stays high. And it's 2 balls and a strike on Trinity Benson. There you go. Here's the 2-1 pitch. That one low, ball 3. And the count goes to 3 balls and a strike here on Trinity Benson. First base is open, so a walk does load the bases, but doesn't move up any runners. Here's the 3-1 pitch. That's a fly ball hitting the left center field. That's going to fall. That will score 2. Cowden will score. Mitchell right behind her. It's going to end up being a ground rule double, as going into second will be Trinity Benson. And this one's been opened up. It's a 5-2 lead for Spanish Fork. Lindsey Smith will be the hitter now. And Atlin Johnston has pitched well, but here in the inning, just been a couple of fielding mistakes made by Tooele that's really opened up the infield, or opened up the offense here for Spanish Fork. The Dons have found a way to take advantage here so far. Lindsey Smith now will stand in. Smith 2 for 3, a single and a double. Swings and sends this pitch foul. We'll do it. There'll be no balls and a strike to count here on Lindsey Smith. Looking ahead to the bottom of the inning for Tooele, you're going to have Rydalk, Bevan, and Waite coming up. 6, 7, and 8 for Tooele. Pitch swung out, popped up, and this one is going to go foul just over us here by the trees. And be no balls and 2 strikes here on Lindsey Smith. Smith, the 8th Lady Dawn to come to the plate here in the 6th inning. Here's the 0-2 pitch on its way home. That one's a fastball that misses outside for a ball, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes here on Lindsey Smith. Oakley Bates is the only Spanish Fork hitter not to hit here in the 6th. Ready to go. Here's the 1-2 pitch. On its way. Swung out and missed. Strike 3. A big strikeout there for Atlin Johnson. That is her 8th of the ball game. And now Tooele has some work to do offensively here against Briley Young. We'll see what they can do here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Let's take a moment here to thank our sponsors on Spanish Fork 17. We have the Blue Diamond Auto Group, Lance Wilson, State Farm Insurance, Mikkel Thompson and Wise, Attorneys at Law, the Driggs Mortgage Team, Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, MVP Sports, and 2 Jack's Pizza. Thank them for making each and every broadcast possible throughout our high school sports season. I want to remind you to catch live shows and replays on our YouTube page, youtube.com/SpanishFork17. Also, you can catch all of our live stuff and our live feed at sfcn.org. Just hit the Watch Now button at the top of your screen. Right now is the bottom of the 6th inning. 6, 7, and 8 coming up for Tooele. And right now, Spanish Fork needs 6 outs. They need 3 here in the 6th and 3 in the 7th to force a second game today for the state championship. Maddie Lackey will re-enter the game at third base for Spanish Fork. And the third baseman, Paige Rydalk, will stand in and lead it off. Rydalk has lined out and walked on the afternoon for Tooele. Young ready to go on the mound, and he winds and delivers this one home, and that one's going to settle in for strike one. It's 0-1 here on Rydalk. Briley Young ready to go. Here with the 0-1 pitch on its way. There's a fastball. It stays high, and the count evens up. 1 ball and 1 strike. Ready to go, the 1-1 pitch. That one again, high for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike here on Rydalk. Briley Young ready to go in the circle. Winds and delivers here the 2-1 pitch. That one's right on the outside corner, but this one in there for a strike. Evens the count up, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ready to go. Here's the 2-2 pitch on its way. Swung out and missed. Strike 3. Briley Young with her 8th strikeout of the ball game, and that will bring up the catcher Natalie Bevan. Bevan homered in the second, struck out in the third. The home run she hit back in the second was an absolute, no doubt, shot to left field. Hit well off the bat. And the pitch on its way. There's a fastball. It stays high for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Since Tooele scored back in the second, Briley Young, has only given up 2 base hits. They came in the third. That one's fouled back, and it evens the count up. 1 ball and 1 strike. To start the third, it was Avina and Lujan who both got base hits. Then after Lujan, the only base runners to reach was a walk later on in the third inning, and then somebody reached on an error back in the 5th. In that time, Briley Knight has increased the strikeouts. Young comes home, fouled straight back, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Briley Young, the right-hander, the captain, one of the captains on this team. Gets back in the circle, ready to go. Here's the 1-2 pitch. On its way home, bounces in for ball 3, or for ball 2, and the count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two balls and 2 strikes here with 1 out in the 6th. Ready to go. The pitch on its way home. Right there, close. Strike 3 call. Strikeout number 9 for Briley Young, and that will bring up Hope Waite, the second baseman. Waite's been down on strikes in both of her plate appearances today. Ready to go right here, and the first pitch on its way to Waite. There's a bunt right back to the pitcher. It's going to be a tough play there. Hurry the throw, and they got him. Very close bang play, and a nice quick effort there from Young on the mound. And we head to the 7th inning. We head to the 7th. Spanish Fork leading 5-2 on top of Tooele. It's the 2019 4A State Softball Championship here on Spanish Fork 17.
Nobody plans on getting in an accident, but if it does happen, you can rely on the expertise of Mike McKell to protect and fight for your rights. Specializing in personal injury law, Mike McKell is the attorney you need. Contact Mike at McKell, Thompson & Wise.
The best time to check your furnace is before it fails, and you can rely on Triple T to do the job right. Our technicians are trained every year so you can sleep better at night, knowing your furnace is safe to operate. Call Triple T at 798-7711 to schedule your tune-up today.
MVP Sports is the #1 source for sporting goods in Spanish Fork. Football, soccer, all the fall sports, we've got you covered. Check out our new custom t-shirt builder. Design at home and we'll build it for you. MVP Sports, 72 North Main in Spanish Fork.
Top of the 7th inning here in Spanish Fork. And right now the Spanish Fork Lady Dons leading Tooele by a score of 5-2. It was a big 4-run 6th inning that helped give Spanish Fork that 5-2 lead right here. As we head to the 7th, it will be Oakley Bates, Brooklyn Pintar, and then it's scheduled to be, it's the third baseman spot, but I believe that's going to end up being, it's either going to be Maddie Lackey or somebody else, because I think Ashlyn Losey has already re-entered once. I don't think she can re-enter again. So here's Oakley Bates, 1 for 3, a double, a ground out, and a fly out. Johnston to come home, first pitch, misses low for a ball. It's 1 ball and no strikes here on Oakley Bates. I would imagine between games they would probably go pretty quick, probably 25, maybe 30 minutes at the most. 1 ball and no strikes to count. The wind and the delivery on its way, fouled straight back to the screen. Be 1 ball and 1 strike here on Oakley Bates. One ball and 1 strike to count on Bates. The starting Spanish Fork catcher. Standing in. Ready to go. And the pitch on its way. Swung out and missed. Strike 2. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes on Bates. Bates is finding a way to stay alive in there. Ready to go right here. A 5-2 lead. Here, the pitch on its way home. That one swung on, popped up, sent foul. We'll do it again. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count on Oakley Bates. Atlin Johnston will end up, has pitched better really than that score indicates at home. For the first about 5 innings, she was really almost untouchable. A 1-2 pitch. There's a line drive to the left. That's going to hook foul, and we'll have another 1-2 pitch coming. Even in the 6th inning, one person got on. Theo ended up being a walk, and then a fielder's choice and an error. So it was tough behind Johnston tonight. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count. Johnston back in the circle. Ready to go, and the pitch on its way. Swung on and missed, strike 3. A dominant changeup there from Johnston. That is strikeout number 9 for Atlin Johnston. And that will bring up Brooklyn Pintar, who has 3 of those strikeouts, will stand in. Johnston ready to go in the circle. And the delivery on its way, fouled away at home plate. No balls and a strike here on Brooklyn Pintar. 5-2 lead for Spanish Fork. The Dons already have won once today, getting an 8-6 win over Bear River. Here's the 0-1 pitch on its way home. There's a bunt right back to the pitcher. Second baseman comes over late to cover first. They're going to get Pintar by maybe a half a step, and with 1 gone, it will bring up the third baseman slot, and it will be Maddie Lackey who will come in and hit here for Spanish Fork. Lackey takes a first pitch, called strike on the outside corner. No balls and a strike on Maddie Lackey. Ready to go here with the 0-1 pitch on its way. Swung out and missed, strike two. And it's no balls and two strikes on Maddie Lackey. Here's the 0-2 pitch on its way. That one just below the knees for a ball. And it's 1-2 on Maddie Lackey. Looking ahead to the ninth for Tooele. They will have Emma Higley, Maddie Baker, and then Brierly Avina coming up. The 1-2 pitch misses for a ball, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes on Lackey. Ready to go with the 2-2 pitch on its way home. Lackey swings and misses, strike 3. And that gives 10 strikeouts for Johnston on the night. And the last chance now here for Tooele. Tooele needs 3 runs to tie, and 4 they can walk off with a state title. I want to thank our sponsors here on Spanish Fork 17 for all their efforts in making these broadcasts possible. We have Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, Lance Wilson State Farm Insurance, the Driggs Mortgage Team, Blue Diamond Auto Group, McKell Thompson and Wise Attorneys at Law, MVP Sports, and then Two Jacks Pizza. We thank them for making all of our broadcasts possible here, including this one today. As right now, we have a good one here on SFCN 17. As right now, Briley Young has pitched very well. She's got 9 strikeouts through 6 innings, has only allowed the 2 runs. The hits have been pretty limited. I think she only has given up 5 hits, how I have it scored. There might be some more out there that sometimes that hit or an error can be difficult to score, but really, and sorry, that's going to be 6 hits for Young. Tooele had 3 in the first, 1 in the second, and 2 in the third. So here we go with Emma Higley to lead it off. It will be Higley, Baker, and Avina coming up. 3 runs for Tooele, and they tie. We would play extra innings. 4 runs, and Tooele wins the 2019 4A state championship. Briley Young ready to stand in here to lead it off against Emma Higley. Higley 0 for 2, popped out to short and grounded, I think, on a bunt attempt just out in front of home plate. First pitch, Higley swings, pops it up. This is going to be playable. The catcher for Spanish Fork, Bates, makes the catch, and there's 1 gone. With 2 gone, that brings up the shortstop, Maddie Baker. Baker has flown out to center, has struck out in the second, and then flew out to center to end the 4th inning. So Baker will stand in here for Tooele with 1 gone in the bottom of the 7th. The wind and the delivery on its way. There's a line drive into left center field. That is going to split the outfielders. 1 hops the wall. Baker going for 2. Here's the throw to second, and not in time. Just underneath the tag is Maddie Baker. I have that as the first hit since Amber Lujan's single back in the 3rd off of Briley Young. And here is Brierly Avina, the right fielder. Avina's 2 for 3, a home run and a single to go along with a strikeout. Here's the pitch. That one misses low for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes to count here on Avina. That definitely has brought some life to the Tooele bench just to our right here. The pitch on its way. That one bounces in for ball two. 2 balls and no strikes here on Avina. Amber Lujan on deck. She's got a base hit in the ballgame. The first 5 hitters. The first 5 hitters have all but one of the hits for Tooele on the day. That one swung out, popped up over towards first base. There to make the catch is going to be Mitchell, and there's 2 away. Tooele down here to their final out, as it will be Amber Lujan, who's 1 for 3 to stand in a hit. Spanish Fork 1 out away from forcing a second game today. Ready to go right here. Briley Young looks in and delivers the pitch on its way home. There's a fastball right on the outside corner. That one's in there for a called strike to Lujan, and it's no balls and a strike. Ready to go here with the 0-1 pitch. That one's foul back to the screen, and it's no balls and 2 strikes here on Amber Lujan. Briley Young in the circle for Spanish Fork. 1 strike away from going a complete game here in this one and getting the Lady Dons to the decisive second game of the state championship series. Young ready to go in the circle. Delivers this one home. There's a line drive to center field. Condi under it, makes the catch, and the ball game is over. Spanish Fork has found a way to force a second game here to decide the 2019 state championship. The Dons have already won 1. They'll try to go for a second one. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll wrap this one up and get you ready for game 2.
Need a new car or truck? Come to the guys you trust. The Car Guys are part of the Blue Diamond Auto Group, and they have the best selection of quality vehicles at the best prices for your budget. The Blue Diamond Auto Group with the Car Guys at 872 North Main in Spanish Fork.
Finally got me, Ben.
What's that, Rick?
The Clark Street crater, the mother of all potholes. Got me good.
But you know State Farm's got you too.
You ain't nothing!
Go with the one that's here to help life go right.
In Spanish Fork, see your good neighbor State Farm agent Lance Wilson.
Hi, welcome to Two Jacks Pizza.
For the best pizza you'll ever taste and our world-famous cheese sticks, come to Two Jacks Pizza on Main Street in Spanish Fork, or call us for a quick delivery. Are you hungry yet?
I definitely recommend the Driggs team. They're amazing.
Hi, I'm Greg with the Driggs Mortgage Team, where we believe there's no substitute for experience. Stop by our office today on Main Street and let us help you get into your brand new home.
Nobody plans on getting in an accident, but if it does happen, you can rely on the expertise of Mike McKell to protect and fight for your rights. Specializing in personal injury law, Mike McKell is the attorney you need. Contact Mike at McKell, Thompson & Wise.
The best time to check your furnace is before it fails, and you can rely on Triple T to do the job right. Our technicians are trained every year so you can sleep better at night, knowing your furnace is safe to operate. Call Triple T at 798-7711 to schedule your tune-up today.
MVP Sports is the #1 source for sporting goods in Spanish Fork. Football, soccer, all the fall sports, we've got you covered. Check out our new custom t-shirt builder. Design at home and we'll build it for you. MVP Sports, 72 North Main in Spanish Fork.
Well, it's hard to win 1 some days in one game when you only have to play 1, but much less for Spanish Fork. The Dons have won 2. Now they're looking, they have a shot to win a 3rd and win a 2019 state championship. They get this one, a 5-2 win over Tooele, backed behind a lot of good pitching from Briley Young, our MVP Sports MVP of the game. Briley Young with 10 strikeouts limits the damage to only those 2 home runs that came early on in the ball game for the only 2 runs Tooele would get throughout the whole ball game. Now Spanish Fork will try here in just a few minutes as they put it here at the ballpark. Whenever the field is ready, we're going to start game 2. So the safe thing to do, just leave your TV sets on. Spanish Fork 17, as my guess is we're probably somewhere in the next 20 to 25 minutes or so going to be ready to go for this one here for the decisive Game 2, winner take all for the 2019 4A Girls State Softball Championship. We'll take a 20-minute break or so while they get the field ready, and we come back. We'll have Game 2 for you. This is high school softball on Spanish Fork 17.